Have you ever watched the series Idiots in Cars by Dashcam Nation? Well, you should, but if you haven't, it's basically a compilation of submitted dashcam footage of drivers not knowing how to drive. And as you can see here, some of these accidents can get pretty gnarly. Basically what I'm trying to say is that if I get into that situation and I'm not the idiot causing the accident, I'd want a dashcam. So a company called TORVO reached out to me, and while this video is sponsored in that they covered the cost of the product, they asked me to give an honest review of their TD3 Dash Cam. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So we'll start with the unboxing, I'll show you how I set it up, we'll look at the quality and daily experience, I'll show you the good features and the not so good features, and then I'll finally give you my recommendation. You know what, screw it, who wants to wait for that last part? I recommend it, easily. The dashcam is under $100, and so for that sub $100 price, the benefits that the dashcam provides absolutely justifies what you're paying. And by the way, if you want to buy the dashcam after watching this video, I have an Amazon affiliate link in the description. Basically what that means is you'll be paying the same price as you normally would, except part of what you're paying goes towards me and supporting the channel. So if you go that route, I would really appreciate it. Now, if you need to know why I recommend it, that's what this video is for. So on to the unboxing, yippee! I was actually asked to first buy the dashcam off of Amazon, so what you're seeing here is exactly what you'll be getting. It's a pretty compact package, which is nice to see, and okay, if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you will know that I can't unbox packages like these to save my life, which is incredibly concerning. But we get there. Okay, finally, there's the installation manual, the electrostatic tape, and the front camera. I'm gonna be completely honest, this is one slick looking front unit. The design's quite modern, there's metal, and it just doesn't feel randomly thrown together. We've got a prying tool to wedge some of the wires for the dashcam into parts of the car. And the coolest thing about this to me is the custom TORVO 64GB TF card. They didn't have to go all out with the special branding, but I appreciate it. And it's perfectly adequate for short-term storage, even with 4K recording. And by the way, if you want to, you can add your own card up to 256GB. And finally, in the other compartment, we get the rear camera and the power cable for the front unit. So how do you set it up? Well, ideally, you'd look at the official TORVO installation guide that they have up on their YouTube channel, but this tutorial involves using that prying tool to open up parts of your car, and my potato chip eating bum does not want to do all of that. So that video is an option if you want to put more effort into it, but here's how I did it. So first things first, I put the TF card inside the front camera because this sits completely flushed and it is basically impossible to get this out without a special tool or long nails. Then I took out the electrostatic tape, attached it to the bottom of my windshield, and then stuck the front unit on the electrostatic tape. I did it in such a way that the camera ended up being between the instrument cluster and my infotainment screen. Now ideally the dashcam would be placed much higher up, like next to your rearview mirrors, but that would entail a wire going right down the middle, which can be a pretty big distraction. Then I took the rear camera on its own and I stuck it to the rear window. Well, I mean, it seems pretty damn obvious when I say it like that, but like. Then I took the wire attached to the rear camera through the right side and over to the front of the car. And I put the end in the designated port on the front camera. And finally, I took a USB-C cable, plugged one end into the front camera and the other end into my car's cigarette lighter. Overall, the setup was pretty simple, but it took me about 45 minutes to complete because I was slow. And now the most important part of this whole thing, the quality. This is how I look like through the front camera. Now, TORVO touts that this dashcam has 4K resolution, and technically they're not wrong. The file is 3840 by 2160, which is 4K. But don't expect the level of detail that you'd get from your iPhone or a professional camera. Like, there's only so much that this tiny sensor can do. That's not to say that the camera is useless though, because for what it's supposed to do, which is capture what's going on the road, does its job pretty well. The colors are accurate, field of view is wide enough, footage is stable, license plates are visible while you're stationary, that is. Low light performance is pretty decent, although there's quite a bit of noise here in the sky. Audio also gets captured through the internal mic on this dashcam. Now, it's not anything remarkable by any means, but it gets the job done. And the audio feature is actually pretty important. If you do get into an accident and the dash cam doesn't pick up the license plate of the offending car, you can read the license plate out loud so that you can still have a record of what car it was. And yes, I can have a record of this. Let's be real here. I killed those vocals, don't lie. The rear camera definitely isn't as great. The quality is only 1080p, it's quite grainy, and it doesn't handle headlights very well. Like, it's pretty much just a white blob here. It's at least made better by the fact that if you were to get rear-ended, that would be visible. There are also some pretty cool features worth mentioning. The screen on the front camera, while it's tiny, is a great benefit. It makes using the dash cam just a little bit easier, and you can set your view to the front camera, the rear camera, or both. I have mine set to the rear view camera though because I don't have a backup camera. It's not a substitute, that's for sure, but it just provides a little bit of extra assistance. You can also see what clips are recorded on the dash cam by holding the leftmost button. The cam can also measure your speed and your location. So if you needed to provide this video to your insurance company in the case of an accident, they'll know exactly how fast you were going and where the accident occurred. And speaking of accidents, it's good that the dashcam has G-force sensing, so it can sense when extra sudden force is applied to the car in the case of something like a crash. And when this happens, the footage being recorded will instantly be locked, so that the loop recording feature can't override that clip. Well, what's loop recording? I am so glad you asked. Loop recording is a feature that splits up your dashcam footage into 1 minute, 2 minute, or 3 minute clips. And so when one of these intervals finishes, your dashcam will start recording a new clip. It'll keep on doing this over and over again, such that when the TF card starts to fill up, the oldest clips will be deleted, and only the newest ones will remain. And side note, when you're recording in 4K on the front camera and the rear camera, a 64GB TF card can hold about 3 hours and 15 minutes of footage. If you want, you can also get a hardwired kit so that your camera can keep on recording even when your car is parked and switched off. Sadly, I don't have that, so I can't show you anything related to it. Aw, crap, there's another app that you have to download? Well, this one isn't as bad as it seems. The app's called VJur, and while you don't need it, it's an easier way to view clips recorded by your dashcam. Your phone connects to a special Wi-Fi network created by the dashcam, and you can view the clips, edit them, download them, share them, and oh my god, the app has liquid glass. So those are a few of the cool features, but I would be lying if I said there weren't some issues with the camera. Now, it would be silly for the screen on the front to be a touchscreen because it's so tiny, but using these 4 buttons gets damn annoying sometimes. I have had my fair share of crappy keyboard interfaces. This is one of them, because the camera only has an up and down button. There's no left or right. The boot sound and the key click sounds are enabled by default, which would be fine if the sounds didn't sound like they were meant for a 5-year-old. Because I mean, come on, nobody wants to hear this. And at least it's good that you can turn it off. But I won't lie, I was so scared that that wouldn't be an option. The rear camera doesn't get the electrostatic tape treatment. If you need to know why the electrostatic tape is important, since it doesn't apply with any potentially damaging adhesive, you can just take the electrostatic tape off and reposition it wherever you want on the windshield, no strings attached. With the rear camera, I realized after putting it on, I can't move this. And the USB-C cable that gets provided with this camera is a USB-C directly to a cigarette lighter. But this cable is effectively useless to me because I already have a charger occupying the cigarette lighter for my phone and my CarPlay screen. So I had to go searching my cable stash for just a standard long USB-C cable. And luckily I found one that was supposed to be used for my keyboard, but I shouldn't have to do that. And the worst thing, this doesn't look like it's an issue with just Torvo, because the CarPlay screen that I have also didn't come with a standard USB-C cable. But that's about it, and apart from those small issues, I 100% think that this camera is worth every single penny. And I'm not lying, I'm planning to use this camera all the time from here on out. Again, if you want to purchase it, the link's in the description. And I guess that's it for this video. So thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and also comment down below what you thought, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Say bye, Screaming Chicken! See? So happy! Maybe this isn't funny.